What's up, losers? Welcome to my stream. Yeah, you are super early. You're third. I mean, wow. I was first. So technically you're fourth, actually. I'm always first. You could say I'm my own super fan in many ways. I'm still sick. But I don't care anymore. So I'm just gonna be reading like we aren't sick. And if you notice that I sound off, mind your business. Yeah. So today we're gonna be reading fan fiction. This will sound surprising to you, but I've actually done this before. Sorry. We're gonna be reading Pied Piper, of course, and then we're gonna be doing a couple of one shots. I literally just said not to say that. See if I read fan fiction you want, Mineral. How about that? I'm trying to get the right tab up. There we go. There we go. We got fan fiction on the screen. What? How did we go from bullying to I might eat paint? I honestly am a little bit worried for some of you. I won't name names. You know who you are. Some of you. There's two specific people I'm thinking of. They know who they are. And I'm worried about them. Okay. I'm up to chapter 20, y'all. Can you believe it? Chapter 20. There's 69 of these. So we're nearly a third of the way in. When I finish this stupid fanfiction, I'm never doing another Bnha long fic again. Sorry, I keep calling it stupid, but I do actually like this fanfiction. I'm just really, really craving a different fandom long fic. I want to do like a Harry Potter one. Or... No, probably I'll do a Harry Potter one. That'll probably be what I do. Duh. I love this fanfiction. I just forgot how long it is. I will be completely honest with you, I'm more of a one-shot person. This isn't really my forte. But you guys tend to like it. So, I've noticed, like, once I post a full series, more people watch it. Because when I post these videos during the week, they're, like, my least popular videos. But then the second I post that epilogue, y'all jump on that shit. I'm like, oh, okay, so you were just waiting for me to finish this. Y'all are gonna have to wait a lot longer for me to finish this one. But, you know, I appreciate that you guys are willing to wait that long. And then watch the whole thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump straight into it, because I'm gonna be honest with you, after this, I'm gonna take the fattest nap of my life. And I'd really like to get to that as fast as possible, because, like I said, still sick. So we'll just get straight to it. Oh shit, the banner. I always forget that shit. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I know. A lot of people, I either get people that are like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait till it's over, or I get people that will incessantly message me in the comments going, can you please post another part? And I'm like, honey, I work 3 days a week and I go to uni the other 3. This is the only day I got. You're just gonna have to wait. I honestly appreciate the people that do not text me non-stop about it, because you know what? At least then you're not bothering everyone else in the comments by commenting something that's not really helpful. I think once a week isn't bad, considering how busy I am. Alright, there we go. Honestly, I'm probably too impatient as well, so I sort of get it. And it's sort of fun to binge it once it's done. I mean, a lot of people do that with TV shows, so I can see why you'd want to do it with fan fiction as well. Okay, here we go. Pied Piper by Black Hole CA. Read by Mika. Chapter 20. Pluto. Midoriya waits quietly in the shadows, as the duo slips into the room he'd just come out of. The woman hangs back in the doorway as her partner moves towards the window. "It's not a great view," he tells her, "but I can see a bit of the first floor through the gate. It's not perfect, but it's something at the very least." "I told you you're not useless." The man Why is Mineral always so passive-aggressive? Yes, I remember the banner. I'm a professional streamer. The shade is unreal. The woman glances back over her his shoulder at the woman. "If I can't get any info, then I'm afraid that the detective would disagree with you." He lets out a sigh before turning back towards the window. "All right, I'm diving in. Keep an eye out for anything nearby." The detective? Are they police? And diving in, is that part of his quirk? Izuku peeks out of the shadow doorway as much as he dares. From here, it looks like the man has his eyes closed, hands cupped around the ear facing the Arcus's base. Through his ears... base. Though his ears aren't so much ears as they are holes in the side of his head. He stays silent for only a few moments, before he begins speaking in a low voice that, by the time it reaches Izuku's ear, has degraded into a harsh, wordless hum, similar to what he heard coming from upstairs. The woman stands just behind her partner, watching him for a moment before turning to look around at the mirror. The woman stands just behind her partner, watching them for a moment before turning to look around at the room they were in. The room Midoriya had just been in. The woman, unlike her partner, is vigilant of their immediate surroundings, obviously keeping her eye out for any unsavory characters. Characters like the infamous Pied Piper, hiding in the bathroom just across from them. I need to get out of here. The man sighs, drawing his partner's attention. I think they're watching TV. He doesn't show any signs of pulling away from his position, and Midori takes that as a sign to move, while he still has the woman's attention. But the moment he makes to step out of the bathroom, the floor creaks beneath his weight. The woman immediately whips around, pulling out a gun from the holster at her waist. She locks onto the vigilante's frozen form, gun trained on him. That's definitely police issued. Identify yourself! No, that was so bad. Identify yourself! Midoriya pauses, thrown off by the question. You want me to identify myself? The woman's eyes narrow. Sorry, I'm just a little surprised. Police usually know who I am. I guess it's kind of dark in here though, so maybe... Hold on, yo, I'm pausing so I can blow my nose. I'm dying here, actually dying. Live footage of me losing it. Y'all, what is going on in chat constantly? I feel like it's a separate world. It's just like I open a chat room next to my stream. It's completely unrelated. Maybe. The woman calls for her partner. Try again. Hold on, y'all. Yo, there's too many people in this house. Okay, I'm back. Let's keep going. Okay. Jaden, you do not have that kind of power. I will remain supreme. But you can have fun with your little anarchy. It's sort of cute. The woman calls for her partner. Midoriya's eyes focus themselves back on the gun the woman's holding. He slowly raises his gloved hands, his staff still clenched in one of them. The vigilante's gaze moves past the police officers, spying the house that they were all trying to get info on. Harry's safety is more important than me getting caught. Don't shoot, the boy says quietly. It could draw attention from across the street. No, it could draw attention from across the street. The woman glances hurriedly back at her partner. The man still has his eyes shut, hands cuffed around his ear. Can he not hear us? If he can't, then now's my best chance. Getting into a fight right across the base could end badly for more than just the three of us. His eyes flicker towards the exit. He runs. The woman whips back around at his sprint. She lets out a hiss. I might get in trouble for this, but... Behind him, the woman's hair rises, quirk activating before the whip-like strands dart out at the vigilante. I can't let you get away! They catch one of his ankles, pulling his leg out from under him and sending him to the floor. He barely manages to catch himself with his hands, his chin still slamming into the floorboards with the rest of his body. Though the impact isn't as bad as it could have been, it still leaves a jolt of pain coursing through him. Midoriya lets out his own hiss as he looks back at his ankle, identifying the cause of his fall. Her quirk. She begins slowly reeling him back in, a strained expression on her face as she drags him by his ankle. The vigilante rolls over. Nope. Yo, I'm still here. I can mod the chat. There's not that many of you. By his ankle. The vigilante rolls over, swinging his staff with one hand and reaching for one side of his eskrima stick with the other. No, one of his eskrima. Swinging his staff with one hand and reaching for one of his eskrima sticks with another. He manages to clip her in the side with the pipe. It's enough to make her wince, but not enough to make her let go. He swings again, but this time she catches it, the scowl on her face informing him that she won't be letting go. Behind his mask, a wavering smirk forms. When I first looked at your vigilante gloves, it seemed like the palms were coated in a type of synthetic rubber. He slams his electrified eskrima into his staff. Nope. He slams his electrified eskrima into his staff, shaky grin pulling at his lips. His thumb is already jammed into the button to activate the weapon, the current traveling through the staff. The woman seizes up almost immediately, hand clenching down around the end of the pipe. Her legs give out, and her hair loosens around his ankle as he scrambles up. She's not unconscious, just a little dazed, but the vibrations of her fall alerts her partner. Midoriya quickly slips the eskrima stick back into his belt, before heading out the way he'd come, not daring to stick around and see the man's reaction. So you ran into the police. Midoriya studies his chin in the mirror, grimacing when he prods at the blue... Grimacing... Midoriya studies his chin in the mirror, grimacing when he prods at the bruise blooming there. Please don't. The vigilante whines through the call. No, didn't do that again. Please don't. The vigilante whines through the call, glancing down at where he'd propped the device up for their video call. Do what? Oh, whoops. Don't what? Nail's voice crackles through the speaker. Don't say that I was right. Midoriya sends him a pleading look. I was right. The vigilante groans, picking up the phone and quietly making his way out of the bathroom. On the other end of the phone, his friend goes silent until Izuku reaches his bedroom, quietly shutting the door behind him. You've got to give them time to do their job. I did give them time. Give them more time. Nail begs. Just let the police do their job, Midoriya. If only this once. Let them gather what they need and try not to get in their way. You all fight about the weirdest things. I don't know what about you guys, but I feel like everyone in Australia is sick right now. Try not to get in their way. Although most people have colds, not permanent throat infections, but... Hold on, I'm pausing again. I'm gonna blow my nose. Y'all stop driving off other viewers, what the fuck? Don't bully people. I'll time you out, don't come for me. In their way. In their way. Be kind. Is that too much to ask for? Izuku flops back down onto his bed. Nope. Okay. Izuku flops back onto his bed, staring at the ceiling. It's a bitter pill for the 15-year-old to choke down, but it's one that he needs. 3 days, he thinks. I'll give them 3 days before I move with or without them. I'll call Kieran, see if he has any info on who's in the house. See, Neil says, stressing the word. That's what you should have done in the first place. Distant recon. Just do what you can, from a distance, and try to find some sense of normalcy again. You've been through a lot. Midoriya releases a tired sigh. She's not the only one who needs saving, right? The vigilante freezes, startled by the revelation. You forgot about that, didn't you? Izuku's lips quirk upwards, a half breath of laughter escaping him. You know I can be forgetful. I can't even remember what movie I watched this afternoon, and you want to talk to me about being forgetful. A laugh of mock outrage escapes the 17-year-old. I'll get some rest. I'm barely able to function in the morning, and I sleep more than you. We sleep about the same amount. Nope. We sleep about the same amount, the younger boy exclaims, laughter seeping into his voice. Yeah, whatever you say. Just try telling that to your dark circles. Jaden, leave them alone, man. I don't really think we should be insinuating that lurkers should have to talk. I'm delivering low-effort content, and I want low-effort viewers. Really. I'd prefer if people just put me on in the background, and then once in a while went, ha ha ha, you're stupid in chat, if I messed up a line. That's my vibe. I think yeah, maybe, don't do that. Okay. 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 Hold on. Turn off VTube Studio for a second, y'all. I need the Discord sound and alert for this next part. And I'm gonna have to watch a 15-second ad. Oh, it's only 6 seconds this time. Amazing. Alright, give me a second. Alright. Okay. Neon Hato reblogged the other insomniac. Some of my favorite Pied Piper moments from the last few months. GIF 1. Pied Piper, smoothly delivering a kick to the villain's chin, immediately knocking them unconscious. The vigilante, feigning a deeper voice, says, "Fatality." GIF 2. Piper, standing atop a building in the background, dabbing as a clueless hero signs autographs behind him. Nope. Background. Dabbing as a clueless hero signs autographs beneath him. Harsh laughter can be heard from the one filming, as they zoom in on the vigilante. GIF 3. Pied Piper, sounding genuinely sincere, as he answers the phone of a zipped-up criminal. "Sorry, I'm afraid you're... Oh, whoops. Sorry. Sorry. I'm afraid your friend is a little tied up right now. Can you try again later?" GIF 4. Pied Piper, preparing to fight a bank robber. The vigilante says, "I mean, like, fuck capitalism, but also fuck you." GIF 5. A teenager filming. "Say something cool!" The vigilante, busy tying up a semi-conscious criminal, turns to stare directly at the kid filming him. He shrugs. Plus ultra, I guess?" Pans flirt. "He's back!" Hashtag vigilantes. Hashtag vigilante. Hashtag Pied Piper. Hashtag I missed him so much. Hashtag I don't know who is filming this stuff, but I love you for it. 5,872 notes. Midoriya paces the length of his room, fingers tugging roughly at his shamrock curls. It had been too long. He'd waited to take action, had done what Leo had asked. But he couldn't wait anymore. It's been a week since the vigilante had dropped his info off. 3 days since he'd said 3 days, and the house still stood, silently. "Can't wait anymore," he murmurs quietly, pausing in his pacing to stare at the back wall of his closet, now completely covered in information relating to Eri and Gizo Kogane. He tried to take his time. He tried to take his time. He tried to wait. He'd called Giran. He'd tried to do the distant recon that Theo had suggested. But he'd gotten no new information. But he'd gotten no new information. And the authorities didn't seem any closer to saving her than they'd been before he'd given them what information he'd had. I can't make her wait anymore. I have to move. The thought scared him. Moving in alone scared him. But what else was he supposed to do? Every second longer that the girl had to stay in that hell, his guilt grew tenfold. Hey, Anja. I don't know if you were watching last week's episode, but he was in the house watching Overhaul's little hideout, and then he got trapped in the house with 2 random unidentified people. They were police. He escapes. Internet shenanigans. And now, it's been 3 days since then, and he's thinking he's gonna go back. There you go. Recap. It grew tenfold. If only I'd saved her the first time. If only I'd been stronger. If only I'd tried harder. He tried to have faith in the police. He tried to let them do their job like Theo had told him to. But, in spite of that, he'd been preparing. The vigilante sighs. Yo, every time I speak, my nose blocks up. It's so annoying. Hold on. Y'all need the link. Shit, y'all. This is why I got mods in the first place, because I'm too fucking lazy for this. Hold on. It is loading. Preparing. Anyway, back to reading. The vigilante sighs, pulling out his phone from Giran and dialing the man's new number. Midoriya waits only a moment before the vigilante answers. Calling me at all hours of the day now, are you? Nope. What the fuck was that? Calling me at all hours of the day. You can tell I'm sick because I'm struggling to do voices today. Okay. Calling me at all hours of the day now, are you? Giran. You sound so serious. What's the matter? I have a different kind of request for you. Izuku murmurs, gnawing at his lower lip. Oh. I'm about to do something pretty reckless. The vigilante settles himself. The vigilante settles himself on the edge of his bed, springs creaking beneath his weight. On the other end of the phone, the broker says nothing, merely raising his brow as he leans back against a wall, overseeing the movement of a few items in the warehouse. Something that could get me killed. Midoriya's hands shake, grip on his phone tightening as his free hand clenches around the fabric of his pants. If you don't hear from me within the next few days, there's something that I'd like you to do for me. And you're trusting me to do this? You're the only one I can tell who won't also try to stop me. Midoriya takes longer than usual to get into his vigilante gear, mind roaring with indecision. He would go, of course, but how would he do what he needed once he got there? Rushing in was an option, but it wasn't a very good one. The voice in his head that sounded like Leo, scolding... in his head that sounded like Leo... The voice in his head that sounded like Leo scolded him for even considering it. Sneaking in and out would be the best option. Any sort of confrontation would leave him dead faster than he could think to blink if he ran into the wrong person. Fear, like the sun, burns hot in his chest, nearly blinding him to anything but fear. But beyond the heat like haze, he could see the wavering form of Eddie in the distance. Is that even your name? He calls out to her. She doesn't respond, her image merely continuing to waver in the heat like a mirage. He swallows his fear, swallows it for the sake of the little girl trapped in that house. His memories find her wrapped in bandages, and crimson eyes blown wide with fear, with terror. And it's her terror, a fear that lets him dispel his own. He can't let her wait any longer. Silently, he apologizes to his friend. I waited as long as I could. Hey, Bot, I'm not ignoring you, my dude. I'm just reading. That's all I'm doing. Why are y'all recruiting for the rats? I feel like that's not a thing you would want to be. Okay. Interesting. It's about to get interesting. Y'all put it in the chat. I know what the group chat name is because you put it in the chat. Don't be stupid, Bot. I can read. That's all I do, really. Also, it was obvious y'all had a group chat. You'll talk about it constantly. Just saying. If you wanted it to be a secret, it's too late. There's no movement on the street the house is on. But it's not surprising to the vigilante, considering how late it is. Your average person would have long since been asleep by now. There's no sight of anyone, but Midoriya still proceeds forward, carefully. Approaching the house itself is definitely the scariest thing he's willingly done since becoming a vigilante. But it's the first step to saving Eddie. He doesn't dare go through the front gate, instead making to scale the wall bordering the house. Once over, he considers his options, as he presses himself into the shadows. Attempting to go in through the front door is completely out of the question, so Piper slips around the side of the house, looking for another way in. Most of the windows he sees are either boarded over from the inside, or couldn't be considered an entrance point without shattering the glass. There's a door at the back of the house, but the boy saves it for after he's checked all the windows. At last, he settles his hand on the knob, turning it. The knob turns easily beneath his hand. It's unlocked. The back door is surprisingly open, though any luck he may have had, and any hope that may have flared with this discovery, quickly fizzles out the moment he cracks the door open. Two sets of eyes stare back at him from what he assumes is the kitchen. The three blink at each other before Midori... Sorry! Just the vision was very funny. Is the kitchen. It was funny. The three blink at each other before Midoriya gently closes the door again. Face draining of color as his hands tremble and his heart pounds in his chest. Shit. There's a few more seconds of calm before there's commotion on the other side of the door, and the vigilante quickly shifts to the side, slipping an eskrima stick from his belt for later use. The door swings open. The door swings inward a fraction, and a head peeks out at him from the crack, similarly to how the 15-year-old had just done moments before. Midoriya smiles at the man sheepishly, from behind his mask, before jamming the eskrima stick. Midoriya smiles at the man sheepishly from behind his mask, before jamming the eskrima stick, crackling with electricity through the small opening and into the man's abdomen. I need to take them down as quickly and as quietly as possible. The man seizes up, stumbling back as Midoriya pulls the eskrima away, before collapsing to the creaking wooden floor. The vigilante kicks the door open, his resolve hardening as he exposes the second man that charges towards the boy. Izuku takes a step through the doorway, freeing up his attack range. His eskrima stick is grasped in one hand, and the other holds his signature staff. Piper swings his left hand up, bringing it with the pipe. He sends it towards the man's head with a one-handed baseball. He sends it towards the man's head with a one-handed basketball bat-like swing. The use of the bow staff was an art, but this was survival. There were innocent lives depending on him. The pipe catches the man in the side of the face, hitting just beneath his ear and slamming right into the bottom of his jaw. Hold on, y'all, my nose is still blocked. Can you guys hear it? It's so annoying. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. I'll be back. I'm back. My neck. My back. Right into the bottom of his jaw. He lets out a grunt of pain, before he too collapses to the ground. Piper makes quick work subduing the two, hog-tying them up with zip ties from one of the many pockets on his pants, and stuffing rags from the kitchen sink into their mouths. He drags the two outside. Hold on, y'all. I got a text. Ooh! Someone's selling their secondhand sewing machine. I sort of want to buy it, and they've just reduced the price. I sort of want it. Comes with a table though. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in the house. Anyway. Kitchen sink into their mouths. You have 6 of you? I thought there was like 4 max. Kitchen sink into their mouths. Where'd the rest of you come from? Yo, that's insane. I thought there was only like 3 of you. That's insane. Oh, it's 5. That makes more sense. Even then, that's too many people. He drags the 2 outside as quietly as he can. The first man he originally tased is back to being fully awake now, glaring at him menacingly. Oh, jeez. The first man he originally tased is back to being fully awake now, glaring at him menacingly. Midoriya's eyes narrow as he takes a step towards the restrained villain. Piper crouches down, balancing himself on the balls of his feet as he reaches for the rag tied... No. Balancing himself on the balls of... I'm honestly sort of annoyed that there's so many. Balancing himself on the balls of his feet as he reaches for the rag jammed between the guy's jaws, prying it out. Where's the girl? No. What the fuck was that? Where's the girl? The vigilante asks coldly. What girl? The other spits. The white-haired girl. Eddie. He pauses for a moment, thinking. Her. The man sneers. The little miss ain't here, dumbass. A hint of sarcasm sneaks in at the title of Little Miss. The boss man won't let her out of his sight after that last time. Midoriya freezes beneath the weight of those words. She's not here. She's not here, then where is she? Piper hisses. Like I tell you, dumbass. The vigilante's pied eyes darken. I'd rather be in jail for not saying anything than be dead for being a snitch. That man kills like he's deciding what he's gonna eat. No, I don't think I did that line right. That man kills like... That man kills like he's deciding what to eat. I still did it wrong. By midnight. Mid-twilight. Mid-twilight. Interesting. Halfway between twilight and madness. It's giving infection, AU. That man kills like he's deciding what to eat. Okay. Piper stiffens, his grip on his staff tightening. The night of his death had been blurred with terror. Parts of it were pressed just to keep us sane. The night of his death had been blurred with terror. Parts of it repressed just to keep us Yo. I can't do it. I can't do it. One more time. The night of his death had been blurred with terror. Parts of it repressed just to keep him sane. But those words that man had spoken refused to be forgotten. Don't lie to me, boy. I know who you are. No, I'm gonna redo that. Don't lie to me, boy. I know who you are. I turned on my do not disturb, but every time my dad texts me, it goes through anyway, so now it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Sorry, y'all. Don't lie to me, boy. I know who you are. That man kills like he's deciding what to eat. Their fingertips brushed against each other's, and there's a moment where Midoriya simply stops existing. The boy's chest clenches, heart shuddering, sun wavering. The black holes in his eyes threatening to flare back into existence. The voice in his head coils, winding up like a snake preparing to strike. But he slams down on it, shuts it out, bars it from even attempting speech with its eldritch maw. Midoriya shuts it tight, tying its mouth shut with the same zip ties he used to subdue criminals. They don't prevent its sinister grin, but they keep its words from being spoken. He can't afford to waver now. Free to waver now. Fairy isn't here. She's with their boss, like he says, then that means their boss isn't here either. And their boss... If you've come looking for my things again... If you come looking for my things again, you'll find that any usefulness you may have once had will have run out. My things. Was that him? The boss? Who's here then? He asks the man. You wouldn't stay in this house if there's nothing here. Read my lips. The man sneers. Like I'd tell you, dumbass. Piper breathes a frustrated sigh, shoving the dirtied rag back into the man's mouth. Stay quiet then. Ah, my nose keeps getting blocked. It's really annoying. Hold on, I'm doing it again. Yo, this is the worst feeling in the world. Okay, the text message has finally stopped. Sorry my tracking was turned off for so long. I'm back. Drag back into the man's mouth. Stay quiet then. No. Stay quiet then. I'll find out one way or another. The vigilante leaves them just outside the door, hoping that no one would find the two. Or worse, hoping that one wouldn't be able to escape before he's able to make it out. Zip ties weren't quirk-proof. He'd known that from the beginning. That's why he usually tried to knock his opponents out, or stood to watch them over from a distance until police arrived. He couldn't do that now. He'd already tried to get the authorities to move against this place, and for over a week he'd waited while they'd done nothing. Eddie had waited while they'd done nothing. This wasn't a situation where he could wait for help to arrive. He'd already asked them to come once, had warned Sakauchi that he'd move with or without them. He couldn't wait any longer. He couldn't let Eddie wait any longer. Yes, he'd been scared. He was still scared. Scared of being tired of waiting. Yes, he'd been scared. He was still scared. scared of what being tired of waiting entailed. Midoriya pushes himself up, using his staff to help pull him to his full height as he heads back towards the building, peeking into the kitchen to check for any new people that may have appeared. It would have been preferable if those two were the only enemies inside, but hoping so is an unreasonable wish. A man could be lying about Eddie not being here. It'll be a reasonable tactic. A smart one, even. Midoriya steadies himself. I'll need to check all the rooms to be certain. I can't just leave because a villain told me so. She's really not here, though. Izuku murmurs lowly. This would be the best place to figure out where she really is. The vigilante creeps through the kitchen, keeping himself in a position that's easy to defend. He can hear the TV droning from another room, and when he peeks out of the kitchen... One more time. He can hear the TV... He can hear a TV droning from another room, and when he peeks out of the kitchen, he can see someone passed out on an undated couch. Outdated. He can hear a TV drowning... No, one more time. He can hear a TV droning from another room. Sorry. And when he peeks out of the kitchen, he can see someone passed out on an outdated couch. He'd sooner see it... I am really struggling today. He can hear a TV droning from another room. And when he peeks out of the kitchen, he can see someone passed out on an outdated couch. He'd sooner see it at Dagobah than in any home. Piper freezes in place, watching the gentle rise and fall of the woman's chest. There's a few empty beer bottles and an instant... There's a few empty beer bottles and instant ramen cups scattered around the room, and some foreign film murmurs at its unconscious audience. The figure, who he assumes is a woman, shows no sign of movement at his... The figure, who he assumes is a woman, shows no sign of movement as his appearance... I'm just gonna crawl up into a ball and die. I can't even speak English anymore. One more time. The figure, who he assumes is a woman, shows no sign of movement at his appearance, despite being in clear view of the couch, and the vigilante can only pray that it stays that way, as he creeps further into the house. The 15-year-old tiptoes towards the hall on the other side of the room, breathing a sigh of relief when he makes it to the other side. There are 3 doors in the hall, the first of which is open, reveals only a bathroom lit by the TV's flickering glow. He creeps further forward, heart pounding, as he glances back warily to check if the woman in the living room had moved. He freezes at the next door, 3 locks glinting beneath the light of the TV, bolting the door shut. The vigilante glances at the next door down. There weren't any locks on that one. If they're keeping anyone here, it's in this room. The boy sends a look over his shoulder at the living room one more time. No, one more time. The boy... The boy sends a look over his shoulder at the living room one more time, before he begins undoing all the locks, before turning the knob slowly, its internal springs creaking. Please have been lying. Please be here, please. The first sliver of the room he sees comes up empty. Nothing but barren walls. Then he catches the foot of a dirty mattress lying on the floor, and something in his chest twists with hope. She's here. He hastily pushes the door the rest of the way open, pupils dilating in an attempt to see through the darkness. The hope in his chest is quickly crushed when he sees that the figure sprawled silently on the bed is not that of a little girl, but that of an adult man. His hands are locked together with Quirk's suppressant cuffs that the vigilante recognizes all too well. The TV's light dies out for a moment, hiding the man's form before it comes back full force. His hair is longer, face more gaunt, skin more bruised. But the vigilante had spent hours upon hours staring at this man's face. His missing poster is still taped to the back of his vigilante's... But the vigilante... But the vigilante had spent hours upon hours staring at this man's face. His missing poster is still taped to the back of the vigilante's closet like some ignored memo begging for acknowledgement, but Midoriya hadn't offered him any. He'd been so caught up in tracking down Eddie that he'd almost forgotten. Had almost forgotten that of Gizo Kogane. Hey, yo, that was actually a really good chapter. I love that chapter, actually. Very high stakes there. I liked it. That was good. That ending part was perfectly written. I love it. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Would read again. Probably not today, though. Let's do something else. We're gonna do two really, not really short, but shorter than my usual chosen fics, because I like these two, but they're very short, and I thought, well, if there's two of them, then I'll just read two of them. That's what we're gonna do. Hold on. Let me change the banner before someone calls me out on it very quickly. It's gonna be great, y'all. I'm reading memes. These are both crack fics. You'll love them both. And they're all Bnha today. Because I've been doing a lot of other fandoms recently, and I noticed that maybe it's probably about time that I do one of my original fandoms. Although, let's be honest, I don't know if many people actually like my Bnha fics that much. I mean, they don't like my other ones either, but, you know. Most people just watch me for Drari, I've noticed. I think that's pretty much it. And then everyone who watches my other fics, got into me via Drari. That's what I've noticed. Which is very funny. I just sort of do whatever, though. No one was gonna watch that Scott Pilgrim video, and I made it anyway. And I stand by that. Honestly, if I have to make this for free, I'm gonna make whatever the fuck I want, you know? This is my hobby. I do what I like. I'm not getting paid, and I enjoy it. So I do all the fanfictions I like. Really? The Spider-Man ones? I love the Spider-Man ones. The Spider-Man ones are very memey. Anything with a lot of memes, I'm interested in, I think. That's my specialty. It's good to know that people know me from other things. No one else watches me specifically from stream, Jaden. So that's honestly, that makes you like the only viewer that only watches my streams. I don't know if my streams are that interesting, though. I don't really do much. Yeah. I don't really do much. I like streaming. I just don't think I do much. Anyway. This one's only 2,000 words. This will be great. Okay. I'm gonna move the mic a little bit. Get into position. Let's go. Why Not Both? By Planeteer. Really, when all was said and done, the whole thing was Aizawa's fault. since he was the one who broke Bakugo's wrist in the first place. Or maybe it was Recovery Girl's fault. Or maybe it was Recovery Girl's fault, since she was the one who refused to heal it for a week, saying that he actually was the one who refused to heal it for a week. Saying he had to actually deal with his injuries, since it was the 4th training accident he'd been in that week. It wasn't bad, just a fracture, but it meant his wrist had to be in a cast for a week. It was his right hand, so Kirishima offered to share notes with him. To Kirishima's surprise, though, Bakugo shrugged him off, and just started writing with his left hand. Before Kirishima could comment, though, Aizawa shambled through the door with eyes that would suffer no whisperers to live. Wrapped in a shawl he only wore when he was in a particularly bad mood. It was knitted and bright yellow with a daisy pattern. After class, they all went to lunch rush, and Kirishima finally decided to ask. Seto beat him to it, though.
Hey, Kachan. Don't call me that, Bakugo growled. Only my nemesis gets to call me Kachan.
Okay. Anyway, you okay with notes now that your wrist is broken? Bakugo shot him a disdainful glance.
I'm ambidextrous, idiot.
Kirishima and Denki's eyes widened in sudden realization. Of course! Everything made sense now. They sprang to their feet with such zeal that Kirishima's chair clattered to the floor, and Denki slammed his knee into the table. Wow! Congratulations! No, I hate that. Wow! Congratulations! Denki cheered. That's what's up, bro! Kirishima's voice overlapped. I'm glad you trust in us enough to confide in us, Denki said. So loudly, it drowned out Kirishima's cheer of, Love who you love! Bakugo gave them a weird look as he swallowed a mouthful of rice.
It's not like I'm keeping it a secret.
Yeah, I kinda guessed, Mina said. But what does that have to do with your wrist? Bakugo rolled his eyes and stood up.
I have to study. I don't have time to deal with you extras.
As he walked away, Kirishima squeezed into the booth next to Denki. He's so manly, he whispered. A single tear A single gleaming tear leaking from his eye. That's just like him. To be so open and yet so uncaring. What a man. Denki elbowed him in the ribs. I guess you have a chance now, huh? Kirishima elbowed him back with a hardened elbow.
I can't wait to see who else in our class is ambidextrous, Sarah said. Now that Bakugo's out, so many more people will be able to get up the courage.
And he's not keeping it a secret, Mina added. So we can totally gossip about it. Oh man, Momo and Jiro have something to bond with him over. I have to tell them. As soon as they were back in their seats for math class, 2 minutes before the start, Mina excitedly As soon as they were back in their seats for math class, 2 minutes before the bell, Mina excitedly gathered the girls together. Did you hear? She said excitedly. Kachan came out as, what's the word? Gay? Uraraka suggested. Mina shook her head. No. It's the one where he's both. You mean bisexual? Momo said. Mina shook her head again. No, it's the one that starts with A and means you like both.
Both what? Hagakure asked. Wait, hang on. It can't be both genders because there's more than two, said Jiro.
Asexual?
Nope, wrong character. Whoops.
Fuck!
Cancel. Asexual? Momo asked. That used to be considered the same thing as bisexual.
No, he's not asexual, Mina insisted. It's...
At that moment, Ectoplasm walked in and demanded they take their seats. Bakugo still kept his feet up on the desk, but now that she knew she was... on the desk, but... Now that she knew he was queer, Momo couldn't bring herself to be annoyed at his flagrant disregard for normal seating practices. By the next day, almost the entire class had heard. Bakugo found himself the unwelcome target of many thumbs up and kind glances, all of which he met with glares and bared teeth. Why is everyone suddenly being so nice to you, Ka-chan? No, I'm gonna do that again. Why is everyone being so nice to you, Ka-chan? Izuku asked him. Bakugo shrugged as he took his seat. I guess they're idiots. Seto grabbed Ida and Izuku by the arm. 'Cause he came out as ambidextrous. Ida blinked. What? Hey! Izuku protested. I've been using both fists in combat for ages, and no one's been congratulating me. Using both hands is certainly an admirable and useful skill, Ida said. He turned to Bakugo. You were certainly lucky. You guys are being so fucking weird about it, Bakugo yelled. I have a preference for my right hand. It just means I can take notes with my broken wrist. Wait, you have a preference? Sarah asked. Yeah, Denki said. You can be ambidextrous and have a preference. Todoroki peered over their shoulders. Why are you talking about hands? I don't know, Kirishima said. We were talking about Bakugo being ambidextrous, and he started talking about his wrist all of a sudden. Todoroki blinked. What does ambidextrous mean? It means liking two or more genders, Denki said. No, Kirishima argued. It means attraction regardless of gender. I thought it was just attraction to guys and girls, Mina said. That's trans-exclusionary, though being ambidextrous is inclusive of non-binary identities, Sarah told her. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Bakugo yelled. Wait, hold on. I hit the mic. I'm gonna pause for a second. I need to blow my nose again. Sarah told her. fucking told me! Guys! Why did you not tell me? I guess you sort of did. Sorry. I'm stupid. I'll replay up until where I started recording from. I'm thinking of ambidextrous. Thank you. I'm stupid. I'm just gonna play the recording to you guys.
It's okay though, Ida. Even class representatives can be wrong.
I'm so far ahead now. Fuck.
We were talking about Bakugo being ambidextrous.
I don't know what the fuck I'm up to, y'all.
What the
Oh, I'm TKR. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm playing it for you. Hold on.
What the fuck are you guys even talking about? Bakugo yelled. I'm afraid I have to agree with Bakugo on this one, Ida said. I think you're mixed up. Ambidextrous means you can use both hands. No, it doesn't, Kirishima told him. Yeah, Denki added. It's okay though, Ida. Even class representatives can be wrong sometimes. You learn something new every day. You're thinking of bisexual, or pansexual, Izuku told them.
I'm thinking of ambidextrous, Mina insisted. You're thinking of bisexual. That word means you can use two hands. That's where I'm up to. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go back to recording now. Fucking hell. I'm so stupid. Okay.
It doesn't fucking matter, Bakugo said. I'm bisexual anyway. Oh, Sarah nodded. So that's why you can use your left hand to write. Hey, that's pretty cool. Momo, it's your responsibility as vice representative to help me correct this misconception, Ida said. Momo shrugged helplessly. They won't listen to me. Ida lit up like a light bulb. I bet they'll listen to Aizawa-sensei. I've seen him write with both hands on the board. As if on cue, I'm the monarchy! In this chat, I'm the monarchy! Why are you trying to burn me? I've never done anything but be perfectly kind to you. This bullshit. I won't stand for this. Honestly. Why are you always trying to take over? Are you that unhappy with me in charge? I've seen him write with both hands on the board. I don't trust any of you. This is actual blasphemy. As if on cue, Aizawa shuffled through the door with a mug of tea. Everyone take your seats, he ordered. Ida's hand shot up. Aizawa-sensei, he called. We have a debate that needs settling. You're ambidextrous, correct? Aizawa blinked. Yeah. Wow! Kirishima cheered. I didn't know you dated all Fuck. I didn't know you dated all I didn't know you date all genders, sensei. No, I wouldn't. I'm gay. Aizawa sighed before taking a long sip of his tea. Kirishima, Mina, Denki, and Settle all blinked in shock. You can be gay and ambidextrous? Mina burst out. Hey, hang on! Jiro, who had been on Twitter far too much over the past few weeks, stood up on her desk. We are not bringing bi-lesbian discourse into this classroom, she yelled. We weren't talking about bisexuals or lesbians. Of course you can be a lesbian and use both hands. You are valid, Kirishima told her. I actually think it's better if you are a lesbian who can use both hands, Momo mumbled under her breath. Jiro gasped and turned to her, betrayed. You too, Momo? Hold on, I'm gonna redo that part.
You too, Murmur. Unnoticed by the classroom as it descended into anarchy, Ozawa downed the rest of his tea, slid down into a corner, and started to fall asleep. It was perfectly rational to use this as an opportunity for the class to practice conflict resolution. It was perfectly rational to use this as an opportunity for the class to practice conflict resolution. Ochidor grabbed a blanket from Aizawa's under the desk. Ochidor. You guys want boxes and socks? Really? That's it? I'll send them to you. Give me your address. Also your social security number, and your credit card, and the name of your mother's maiden name. Thank you. Conflict resolution. Don't have any money? Give me your parents' credit card. No worries. Ochidor grabbed a blanket from Aizawa's under the desk blanket stash and tucked it around his sensei's shoulders. 6 hands slammed onto the table, and the entire class shut up and turned to see one Tokuyami, Dark Shadow, and Aoyama all standing, their faces resolute. I've sat here quietly long enough, Tokuyami said, his voice quiet and firm. The word ambidextrous has nothing to do with sexuality. He's right. Nope. I'm redoing that. He's right, Aoyama said solemnly. Ida sighed in relief and collapsed into his chair. Finally, some order. A good class representative could rely on his constituents for help, and Aoyama was expert on all things queer. Ambidextrous means you don't have... redoing it. Ambidextrous means you don't identify with any gender, Aoyama declared to the room at large. Bimanual means you're attracted to people regardless of gender. Dextral means you're gay. Sinistral means you're gay, but in an evil way. Ida's head hit the desk at approximately the sound of speed. Nope. Ida's head hit the desk at approximately the speed of sound. Hey! Class 1A! Everyone jumped in their skin, except Aizawa, who simply cracked open an eye and activated his quirk in the direction of the doorway, in order to shut up Present Mike before he could say anything else. Present Mike cleared his throat and continued at a more normal volume. Hey, it's not like you to get your class so out of control, Eraserhead. What's going on? I could hear you guys down... What's going on? I could hear you guys all the way... I could hear you guys all the way down in the hall in the teacher's lounge. At least let me sit down on this so I can do... In the hall in the teacher's lounge. At least let me sit in on this so I can hear well enough to do a play-by-play. They're arguing over what ambidextrous means, Aizawa told him, deadpan. I already know what you're going to say, and if you go along with the joke and say it means bisexual, we're getting a divorce. You guys are married? The class yelled in unison. This is like a goddamn press conference, Aizawa muttered, as he stood. I'm leaving. You're the sub for the day. He shuffled out. Present Mike shut the door behind him. All right, he announced. Since you guys seem to be having trouble with terminology, we're going to have a special queer... No. Since you guys seem to be having trouble with terminology, we're going to be having a special queer theory lesson, with a focus on vocabulary in both Japanese and English. Everyone quickly took their seats, eager for those who disagreed to be proven wrong. Mina raised her hand, jumping in her seat. Are you and Aizawa-sensei really? We'll address that after the lesson! Nope, I'm gonna redo that one. We'll address that after the lesson! Present might cut her off. I guess you really do learn something every day. Sarah sighed as they left the classroom.
I might just put them in the same recording. Oh, but this one's not done. I wanted to do this one because I've been reading it, but I think it's not done yet. I'll wait until it's done and then I'll read it. Maybe. 23,000 is a lot of words. Oh, you know what? Pause. I will not be reading the next... I'm going to just advertise at the end. I'm not going to be reading this one probably, but it's fucking good, man. It's so good. Read it. It's incomplete, but it's really good. Highly recommend it. I will do an ad for it at the end of this recording. And I think that's probably where I'll end it this week, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the throat infection is kicking my ass. I'm in pain, physical pain, and I think it's probably for the best that I don't keep going. We did a solid 1.5 hour stream. I'm really proud of myself for getting through that much. And I think maybe I just need some hot tea and another tissue box. That's probably what I need. I'm sorry that I can't do any more this week, and I'm sorry that my uploads have been so inconsistent. I just can't. I'm gonna get my ass to the doctor, and I'm gonna get some antibiotics, but that's probably all I can promise. My health will continue to astound even me sometimes. So yeah. I'm just gonna quickly finish the ending segment for this chapter, as well as any goodbyes I have for stream, and then I think we're done for this week, unfortunately. I did have one more planned, but I just can't today. Also, that one's got a French title, and I'm really gonna have to learn how to speak French in order to say that, because that's the title of the fanfic. We have members in multiple countries. Yeah, which is really cool. I actually enjoy that about us. I think it makes us cooler. So, give me a couple of minutes, and we'll do the ending segment. And then I think we're done for this week. If that's chill for you guys as well. Okay. The worst part, I think, other than like general bullshittery about being sick, the worst part is being really tired all the time. I'm really sick of that. I'm actually gonna do the one that Egg sent me recently because I think it's so funny. I think you guys will agree as well. I'm a father? Yo, I'm not ready for that responsibility. I'm a shit human being. I'm a father? Yo, this was news to me. Okay, hold on. Very, very quickly. I need the Discord notifications on again. Fuck me. Hold on. There's always another out. Shit. When did I say that? This is a family-friendly stream. What the fuck? I shouldn't swear if it's a family-friendly stream. Don't say... no. Not on stream. Absolutely not. What the fuck? Insane behavior, bot. Insane. Who are you accusing of saying this? I need to read back the fucking chat. Y'all go too fast. Yeah, what bot? I'm I'm a little bit concerned for you right now. I won't lie. You're on warning. I'm more lenient than my mods are. Hey, it's Mika. Sorry if my voice sounds weird in this recording. I'm still sick, and I have no plans of getting better, apparently. Anyway, enjoy the ending segment. I'm literally not even gonna talk to you anymore. Night. Bro, I just read a short angsty one-shot with no happy ending, and the comment, how would you do this, was... Fuck. You have to do it in one take. You gotta catch the vibes. Bro, I just read a short angsty one-shot with no happy ending, and the comment, how could you do this, was replied with, yippee, by the author. They're such sadists! The Ghost King. Yippee! And we're done. Did y'all have a good stream? Did you like my stream? Am I cool and funny and really cool to hang out with, you know? Was it really fun? Tell me it was fun. Tell me you had fun today. Tell me I was a great host. Tell me I was really cool and funny and interesting and amazing. Am I cool and interesting? Am I more than you bargained for yet? I've been dying to tell you anything you wanna hear. 'Cause that's just who I am this week. What am I checking? Lion and Clyde. That's the fall. You know what happened, right? I just got really into singing that because I like Fall Out Boy. Anyway, hope you guys have a good week. I'm gonna have my ending scream, so that you guys can all catch up with me on my latency. I checked Discord. Nothing interesting happening, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna scream. Bye. Ah!